time, Commissioner Taylor is going to lead us in the prayer and pledge.
Shall we pray? Dear Lord, Creator of heaven and earth, we come to you tonight to ask your blessing and guidance on the decisions we're about to make. Lord, we ask your blessing on Catoosa County, its citizens, and all those who serve her. And Lord, we also ask your blessing on the United States of America and the state of Georgia. In your heavenly name we pray and ask these things. Amen. Salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, would you call for all, please?
Commissioner Johnson?
Here.
Commissioner Cutler?
Here.
Chairman Henry?
Here.
Commissioner Williams? Here. Commissioner Long?
Here. This time, are there any items to add or remove from the agenda? Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as is? So moved. Second. All in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Agenda is approved. Everyone had a chance to look over their minutes. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. All in favor of approving the minutes of the August 21st meeting, say aye. Aye. Do you have any other appearances at this time? Moving on to administrative civil matters, Donald Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. This is a resolution to approve and award the bid for purchase of vehicles for the Recreation Department and the Extension Office. The Recreation Department is requesting a 12-passenger van to replace a 1996 12-passenger van that was recently taken out of service. The Extension Office is requesting the purchase of a new pickup truck to replace a 1999 Jeep Cherokee with over 200,000 miles. Invitations for bid were sent out July 16th. 6 proposals were received. The lowest responsible bid for the 12-passenger van was Langdale Chevrolet out of Sylvester, Georgia, for $26,861. And the lowest responsible bid for the pickup truck was Prairie Ford of Calhoun in the amount of $30,546.36. Public Works was recommending the purchase of both vehicles in the amount of $57,407.36. These vehicles will be purchased with 2014 stock.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
Do we have any questions for Mr. Brown? Yes, sir.
Well, on this 12-passenger van, is it national license to drive that?
No, 15.
I was like your department, you know what we use it for?
The Recreation Department?
I think in their summer programs, I will sometimes place or something.
I know the Jeep Cherokee, it uses more oil than gas.
Ran in previous days.
No, the van's not much that long.
Was worse.
We can put it on better deals if you would like to bid on it.
Oh, now. You just lost all your traditional vendors, didn't you? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. You can.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, thank you. We are proposing to, out of the 2014 splosh funds, money that's allocated for stations and facilities and improvements. And we feel that our next station that needs to be replaced is Station 2 at Nickajack and Highway 151. Just mainly due to the size. There's no shower facilities at that location, no female quarters, separations. We're landlocked, so adding on to it would be impossible feat. I would say impossible, but the property is just landlocked. It's really tight. So there's no place to even construct field lines. This station was built a long time ago, so there's just a tank in the ground. So coming up to those environmental health standards, we're looking at replacing Station 2 and received 3 price quotes from 3 firms. KHR Architect Design was 6% design and build, 5% engineering, 1% admin cost was $78,000. We estimate that the project will run somewhere between 1.2 and 1.3. Billingsley was $54,700, plus they had some additional costs that's noted in your documentation for prep fees and stuff. KCP Architect Design, we work with on Station 3. We really like the outcome of Station 3. We hope it should go online next week, matter of fact, so we're real close to that completion date. KCP Architects at $31,650, so it's a recommendation that Architect Services to contact KCP Architects for a total of $31,650. Design plans and build documents, project construction oversight and closeout.
Mr. Chairman, Chief, I'd like to kind of table this for this meeting so we can meet with you and go over more particulars on what we need and such. And secondly, how long with Station 3 are we about done with it?
Yes, sir. We should be hopefully operational next week.
Okay.
We're hoping to do the final walkthrough next week. Monday's tentative schedule, but we're still looking at, we're still locking on the gas meter. A few little things inside. Other than that, that's about the biggest holdup. But we're ready to go inside and start running calls again next week. Is what we're looking at.
This is the first time I've heard of this too, so I'd like to know a little bit more about it.
Okay.
We got a, is that your second? We got a motion just to table it for a couple of weeks, and look into it a little bit. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
And I want to commend y'all on your response time, even though your station's now, and y'all are doing an excellent job. I appreciate that. All right.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to present the proposed approval of the audit engagement letter for Johnson, Hickey, and Murchison, current auditors. The amount of the contract is not to exceed $53,500, which is the same as last year.
Do I have a motion? So moved. Second. Any questions? Carl? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have the proposed approval of the 2019 Transit Alliance Group contract for the Transaid Department. Transit Alliance contracts with the Department of Human Services to provide transportation for senior citizens to the county senior center. The estimated amount of trips exceeds 9,000 trips. The estimated value of the contract at $6 per passenger per trip is approximately $56,000.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We have the proposed renewal of the liability and property equipment insurance for the period 9/19 of 18 through 9/19 of 19. Current estimate, the current proposed renewal premium is $396,505, which is up $7,644 over prior year. This proposed renewal is with Liberty Mutual, and you might remember up until last year, they had not been able to provide coverage to local governments in Georgia, but they seem to be very aggressive in this market. Last year, we had a reduction of $140,000 in the insurance renewal, and it's up $7,000 over last year's proposal. And I might mention that in this proposal, they have increased the insurable values of property $15 million and increased the the value of personal property $6 million. So we've had a $21,000 increase in estimated property values.
Do we have a motion?
Second.
Questions? Again, part of that increase is just the newer vehicles and the.
Yeah, and to increase the insurable value, $21 million increase in insurable value. They've revised all the property and personal property in this proposal. This is their second year, so they've spent this last year going around to all the buildings and reappraising the property. We've had good experience with them this past year. They're real prompt on settlement claims.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Now you have a revenue report for
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the revenue reports for the 11th month ended August. Cumulative loss receipts for the first 11 months of the fiscal year 2018 exceeded the budget $435,000 or 7%, and exceeded the same 11-month period prior year $380,000 or 6.1%. Loss receipts for the most recent 12 months exceeded prior 12 months $403,658 or 5.9%. SPLOST receipts for the 49-month period of the 2014 SPLOST cycle were $40,248,000 or 82.1% of budget. And SPLOST receipts for the most recent 12 months exceeded the prior 12 months $576,000 or 5.9%. So we're consistently running right at 6% over the prior year.
Mr. Chairman, board members, since the board's last meeting where the commission announced the final candidate for county manager, the 14-day period required by statute before you can take final action has now expired. It expired yesterday. So on the board's agenda now is a proposed agenda item for the board to take action on final hiring of Alicia Vaughn as the county manager, and to approve a proposed employment agreement with her that we got the last few terms finalized today and circulated to the board. And I'll be happy to highlight the provisions of the agreement or outline those, or does the board want to move forward with the motion?
Make a
she has requested a severance provision only if she's terminated without cause. If she does nothing wrong and just comes to work one day and 3 commissioners decide, we don't want you to be county manager anymore, under those circumstances, yes, she would be entitled to 6 months severance.
There has to be a reason.
If she's terminated for cause, which for cause is she violates any provision of our personnel policy, violates any provision of the law, fails to do her job, or is unable to do her job because of an illness or disability, any of those things are for cause, and she can be terminated without any severance. Or if she resigns, she's got to give you 30 days notice, and she's not entitled to any severance.
Is it like the last one, though,
It's the only difference between it and the last one is it's a simplified severance pay. In other words, she was giving up, I think, some pretty rich retirement when she left for leaving Whitfield County. She won't be eligible under our pension for any retirement for a year. And so we just made it, she requested just 6 months severance if you send me home without cause. That's the only main difference.
Any other questions? Let's do a roll call.
Oh, I apologize, I want to add one thing. The other difference is there was a vehicle allowance in the other contract for prior county manager, and there is no vehicle allowance in this one. She's able to use a county car while she's here for county business, but not to drive back and forth to home with no vehicle allowance.
Anything else? Yeah.
That's all I have.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Cutler?
Yes.
Chairman Henry?
Yes.
Commissioner Winters?
Yes.
Commissioner Long?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Any commissioner comments? Thank everybody for coming. Appreciate it. When is she want to start, Chad?
September the 24th is the start date, and so that'll be the effective date of the agreement. We just wanted to go ahead and get the approval done, so I guess there's some preliminary things she can go ahead and get working on between now.
I just needed to talk to some of these guys. I don't know. I'm sure you're bad, folks. Just kidding. At this time, do I have a motion to go into executive session for legal personnel?
Second.
Clerk?
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Cutler?
Yes.
Chairman Henry?
Yes.
Commissioner Winters?
Yes.
Commissioner Long?
Yes. We are in executive session. Do I have a motion to come out of executive session?
Second.
All in favor of coming out of executive session, say aye.
Aye.
We have nothing for open session. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.